All right, welcome to another episode of Sports Therapy with FH Jr. Now, let me go over the rules for the rule breakers. On Sports Therapy with FH Jr., callers will have 2 minutes to call in at our number, which is 940-329-4110. And you can be a live guest. Also, on our show, we do not talk about politics. Man, I don't give a fat rat's butt what the Republicans are doing, nor do I care what the Democrats are doing. We don't talk sexual orientation. All are welcome to call in. If you are a friend of football, if you love football, then you are a friend of mine. And we don't talk race relations. We do not do any of that at all. And our show is always sponsored by Crown Royal. Yes, Crown Royal. That is my drink. Now, I am usually always rocking the standard uniform. Now, as I said earlier, this year we're doing a few things different. Um, we have a standard uniform for home games, and we have a standard uniform for away games. Now, this is the standard uniform for home. Big shout out to my Redskin Commander football team. Now, look, as I tell people, I am a card carrying Redskin Commander football team fan, but I'm rocking the cool beard, augmented by the standard NFL hat that lets everybody know that on Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr., we are as neutral as Switzerland. Yes, and we give advice, but we don't give sound advice. No, we don't. Now, someone said, well, how would you rate this show? Well, this show is pretty much probably rated, I'd say probably PG-13. Now, it's not meant for little small kids, but the teenagers. You love football, you used to football talk. Well, hey, come on board. We have the cussing bell for those who get a little bit emotional. You know, it's all good though. Now let's talk football. Let's talk NFL football. Now this is week 3, but let me say this. I'm not gonna dog out the Cowboys because on our show we don't sports shame. We don't do that. No, no, no. Now look, I would prefer, and I love it, if every team in my division lose because I am a fan first, podcaster second. So teams in my division are the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, they held on. They held on in last minute field goal, but a win is a win. And the Giants, aka the G-Men, G-Men gonna be playing tonight. They take on the Chiefs, because when you large and in charge, hey man, they gotta call you chief. And of course, you got my Redskin Commander football team. We were victorious today. Had to get our heads right back with ball after that sound whooping we took from the Green Bay Packers and the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Are y'all still them boys? I don't know. But I'm going to leave the Cowboys up to my homeboy Glenn, because you know what? He drinks enough haterade for everybody who have some certain convictions against the Cowboys. But other than that, the games were exciting. They were. This is week 3. What I like about week 3 in the NFL is, well, welcome back football, is that it's hard to put our finger on which teams that are just getting out the starting block, that are just coming out and saying, hey, you know what? We are the best team in the league because, well, I thought the Packers were until they lost today. So I was like, what the hell, man? So I don't know what to say because I really hadn't, I really hadn't, or I really can't just put my finger on that one particular team that I can say, hey, they're going to win it all. But, you know, as I was telling one of my callers who's a big time Raven fan, I said, you know what, I got to judge the Ravens a little bit different. Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. I got to judge you guys a little bit different. Because what you do in the preseason, or not the preseason, I'm sorry, what you guys do in the regular season don't mean a hill of beans because you've been there, done that. For you, two teams, it is Super Bowl or bust. Super Bowl or bust. So we can't say, oh man, we're having a great, we beat who? Nobody cares if you a Bill or a Ravens fan. I'm sorry, man, because the standards for those two teams are different. We're not grading on the curve. No, not like in school. We're not grading on the curve. You guys will take a separate test because we're gonna judge you guys based on whether you get to the Super Bowl or not. Because that window is closing for those two teams. 49ers. I don't know, man. I don't know. Old conventional wisdom say if you have if your quarterback gets injured and you got the backup and the backup is winning and you're winning with the backup, do we A, go back to the starting quarterback, or do we B, stay with the winning hand? Because there used to be you don't lose your starting position by injury, but this is a new day, new mindset, new league, new whatever. Because I think the 49ers are going to have a problem on their hands because they're winning with Matt Jones. They're winning with Matt Jones. So when my man Brock Purdy comes back, because that boy pretty good, when Brock Purdy come back, are they going to bench him? Are they going to bench him? Are they going to put him on the bench? Now, for those who wonder about my dialect, I grew up in the dirty South. My folks are from Louisiana. Louisiana for those who live down there. So if you're just trying to figure out what the hell is his accent, that's what it is. So it is a acquired taste, just like escargot. So now you know. Now you know. You do. But let's talk scores. I always say I'm gonna talk scores, and then my wheels get blew off, and then I can't talk scores. So we're gonna talk some scores today. Yes, before I lose all, oh I get crazy. So we're gonna talk some scores. I will say this. Let's start off with my Commander football team, because people say, well, I don't talk enough about my own team. you know, I try not to be I try not for this podcast to be a show where it's just a Redskin Commander. No, it's not that. Although, yeah, that's my team. But when I created Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr., the goal was to have a platform for any individual who like football to call in, and you can kick some knowledge about your team, not my team. Now, I try to watch all the games. Most of the time, I glance. But I usually settle in on two teams or more. And once I get locked in on those two teams, then I kind of stick with those and just kind of watch it, But during the entire time of football watching, I do kind of go back and forth. Sorry, I keep an eye on all the games. I really do. And but if you are riding by and you run up across this this podcast, and you say, man, what the hell am I listening to? You listen to Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. This is a call-in show where callers will have 2 minutes. You can call, you can rip, you can rant, you can kick some knowledge about all things NFL. Yes. Now, we are streamed live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Now, I've been having this love-hate relationship with TikTok because TikTok has so many different rules, but I love TikTok as a platform because I know I can do a lot of good things with TikTok. Only problem is TikTok doesn't love me because they don't give you what's called a key where you can stream your program on their show. Because most platforms, they tell you got to have X amount of followers and da 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 da. They don't give you what's called a stream key. Now there are third parties where you can get one, and so I kind of experimented with that a little bit because I actually wanted to be. I actually wanted my show to come live on TikTok because I have a big following on TikTok. I love the TikTok crowd, man. I do. It got some good things. I love visiting the TikTok shop. I want to do a lot more with TikTok. Only problem is I'm not gonna spend my money where I gotta like beg people to let me be on their platform. Hell no, I don't do that, man. First of all, I make too much money to do that, and second, just not. I got other platforms. So hopefully TikTok will hear my cry and like, you know what? Let's cut out some nonsense because I do know that our program, our message is good, our content is good, our followers is good, and it's all good. So, but I still upload a lot of my videos on TikTok, man. I do, and so like I said, I have a love hate relationship with TikTok. I love them, but it's just that, man. It's like they're making it too hard for me. Hold on, I got a guest coming in. Sports Therapy F.A.
Who
Jr.
that?
Hey,
Who
hey,
that?
it's Jay and Grand Prairie. Wee. Jay, you seem to be up today in regards to let's talk
Man, please.
let's talk who that football. What say ye?
I don't know what that was. I stopped watching the third. I couldn't take it no more.
Well, since you couldn't take it anymore, Jay, can I tell you what the final score was for all
Go,
the
you must.
Can I tell you what the final score was, Jay? Because I know you couldn't take it, and I felt bad for you, and so the final score was hold on, let me get you the final score. It was 44-13. Jay,
That's a crime shame.
but and I tell you, and I tell some of my listeners, I love the Who That Nation. If I was not a Redskin Commander football team member, I would probably be a Who Daddy. But I love you guys, but I won't wear your gear, but I cheer for you every Sunday. That saying, it is not y'all's offense, even though you only put up like 13 points. So for those who are gonna be calling
13 measly points.
but for those who are gonna be calling for the replacement of Spencer Rattler, it's not
He ain't
him.
doing nothing wrong. He good.
The
It's defense.
the problem was at the very first beginning, you guys got the punt was blocked, and the guy returned that for a touchdown. Uh, and then after that, he ran a kickoff return back for a touchdown. Then there was another. You guys was getting ready to kick a field goal. That was blocked, and they ran it for a touchdown, returned it for a touchdown. So before you guys could even get started, you were down 21. Like hell, it was 28 to like 3, and so. But for me and what I see, the problem with the Who That Nation has to do with the defense. It's the defense. Now, yeah, we got guys who drop open balls, who drop open passes that keep drives from being sustained. But at the end of the day, Jay, it's the defense.
Freaking sucks.
And I don't know how. See, if it's your linebackers, that's just one part of the defense you can fix. If it's your defensive line where you're not getting any pressure on the quarterback, okay, you can fix that. If it's your cornerbacks, you can try to scheme, maybe go from either playing a man-to-man and blitz more or zone, or whatever. But it's every week it's just something, and it's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Jay. But I know it's not the quarterback.
No, it's not Rattler. He doing good.
It's not because if they roll out the rookie, Shark,
It's gonna suck.
well, I think it'll be even worse because now, cause there some people believe and just throw the rookie out there anyway and just like let him sink or swim. But I like I said, I can see if you guys had like a good defense and the offense just couldn't move the ball, and defense would get tired of just being out here all the time and like, look, we're playing good defense, but we don't have an offense. I can see that, but in the case of the Saints, it's the opposite. The offense are getting some things done, but it's just that defense just not cutting it at all. And I'm
Mm.
like you, I stopped watching too, Jay. But how do you feel about you guys being projected as probably the worst team in the league?
Man, please. There's nobody worse than the Giants.
well, the Giants play tonight because they hadn't won a game either. They're 0-3. Because they put some big points on the Cowboys last week, so we're gonna see what they're gonna do tonight.
Yeah, I saw that, but whooping.
But I just want to see you guys get better, man. I'm hoping that the Who Dat Nation will improve as the league, as the season goes. But right now, man, you gotta, either you gotta just be a team that goes out and just try to outscore the other team, because
Yeah.
I just don't see y'all being able to get any stops. But and I don't want to sound all pessimistic, but I think I'm hoping that y'all gonna get better, Jay. So
Yeah, I hope so too.
so with that, let's get one more big Who Dat for the Who Dat Nation.
Who that said they gonna beat them the Saints?
All right, Jay and Grand Prairie, who that say they gonna beat
All right,
them their Saints. All right, Jay, thanks for calling.
all right.
Sports Sports Therapy.
FH Jr., how's it going, man? It's the Ravens extraordinaire, man. Brandon
Yeah.
Coop.
What's up, bro, Coop? What can I say? My team won.
Man,
You guys play tomorrow
y'all,
night.
y'all, yes, sir. We got Jared Goff coming into town, him and Dan Campbell on Monday Night Football. If anybody want to watch a real quarterback, you know what I'm saying, show them how it's done. If any Dallas fans want to see how it's done, you know what I mean? I just gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, let me say this. For those who say it was a good thing to trade Michael Parsons, when I tell people Michael Parsons was a band-aid that covered up a lot of bruises that the Cowboys have. And you can see the difference.
I agree.
Because when you got that pass rusher getting in there, it makes a difference as to how long DBs have to stay with their man. It makes a big difference how
Dude.
how the quarterback can get comfortable and pick out a guy that throw through certain windows. When you know that you only got .3 seconds or point whatever before that rush defensive end is gonna get there, it makes a big difference, man. The Cowboys, they have absolutely no pressure, Doc. None.
And,
None.
and and man, I tell people, man, when Diggs and Bland was getting all that attention, getting all them interceptions, you got to understand, Micah's putting pressure on the quarterback, so the quarterback is constantly throwing in a tough window under duress and off his back foot, which means the ball is sailing in the air longer, which means you can pick them off. Like, people don't understand how big a pass rusher like him is, especially somebody who can rush from all different gaps and techniques on the defensive line.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Because man, you sit there, you let Caleb Williams get into the flow, and you let Ben Johnson then be able to call the game how he wants to call the game because the quarterback got comfortable. And now what happened? Piece you up. Boxing gloves on. Then on offense, it's just I'm looking, when CeeDee Lamb got hurt, that was a big blow. But then, you got to start exploiting the matchups, because what the Chicago Bears started doing is they started keeping a safety over the top on the side of the field that Pickens was on.
Yes.
Right. So now if you're Dak, you got to start going through your check downs, and that's when you got to hit Ferguson. That's when you got to hit Tolbert. That's when you got to start hitting your different receivers, man. And you got to start, opening up the playbook. And then, they couldn't really get the run game going. Right. And that run game would have helped them tremendously today. But I got to give credit to the Chicago Bears, man. Played a hell of a game. It was like the Dallas Cowboys had a good run scheme. They had 20 carries, 121 yards. I don't know why they just didn't, stick to the run and milk the clock.
And
because Javonte Williams is getting 7.6 yards a clip. Miles Sanders 4.6 yards a clip.
Let me ask you a question.
What's going on?
Let me ask you a question. Do you want Stevenson back?
Stevenson?
Yes. He was the man today. He was the man.
Man, look, bro. Hey, man, look, dog.
One man garbage is another man's treasure, brother.
Tyreek Stevenson with the pass, like at the end of the day, Tyreek Stevenson had the pass deflection. I mean, and Dak threw 2 interceptions.
Yep. Now one of his interceptions, I had to say, was not on him. The ball hit my man right in the freaking hands. He knocked it up in the air, and
it did.
And I was like, okay, come on. Yeah. Now that one he threw in the end zone, that's all him there.
Yeah, it is tough, man. Javonte Williams had a fumble. Just really couldn't get anything going. It's like that game plan started kind of going to shits, man, after CD.
Yep. But, I've always said that when you play against the Cowboys, the way to beat the Cowboys, you don't play man-to-man. You play a zone, because nobody wants to admit it.
A zone.
But Dak has problems with a zone defense. He does. And he will bail out quick and go for the check down, and all you gotta do is come up and make a tackle.
And see, and that's the thing. But what helps when teams have a lot of zone coverage is you got to be able to run the ball. I just don't understand how they didn't continue to establish the run and kill the clock.
Yep.
I don't understand, because Williams has been having a hell of a season, even though he had that fumble, but. You gave Ben Johnson too much time to continuously formulate an offensive game plan, and they just picking apart your secondary like it's nothing, especially when no pressure's getting back there.
None.
And
he started,
man, dude.
And he started tricking it up with flea flickers and man drag patterns where one guy would go through and just flood the zone, and everybody would clear out. And next thing you know, he's throwing something up the sidelines. It's like nobody's near the guy. I'm like, okay, at some point, your DB's got to talk, because you got guys passing receivers off, but you ain't even making sure who you passing them off to. You just passing this guy off to Now, granted, the safety should be there, but it's almost like, I don't know if it's assignment, but it's just that it's almost like the Cowboys DBs are all like they're all lone wolves. They're all playing by themselves. There was no team concept to the defense that they were playing. They wasn't talking.
I agree. Exactly, and especially in the zone defense, man, you have to talk. It's just like in the NBA, because technically speaking, there's no strict man-to-man assignments. So you have to know where everybody's at, and everybody has to be seeing, the same thing. And when you give a quarterback time, especially somebody like Caleb who loves to run and make plays on the run, that's his specialty. Because the way you beat Caleb is you have to condense that pocket. You have to force him to stand back there and go through all of his reads.
Yep, you do.
So you gonna sit here, you gonna go through all these reads, and you gonna have to make a decision.
But
when you take him out of his element, now he's running, and
And
Now he's running, and now this is where he's comfortable.
you have to have pressure on Caleb because he likes to hold the ball forever. And if he gets to hold the ball
Man,
forever, he is going to kill you. Now, if you make him move on the run, he has tendencies to not be that accurate. But if he can just sit back there and hold it and hold it, and as they say in Sandlot football, get open, dog. Because
man,
if he's playing that Sandlot football, he'll kill you. But you got to, like you said, keep him condensed that pocket. But you also have to put some pressure on him because once he get confident, which is what he did, oh man, it's a horse of a whole different color.
man, dude.
But I'll be honest, man, because they got the Packers next week. There's a good chance that the Cowboys, they may not win no more than 3 to 4 games this year.
Man, when you look at the rest of their schedule,
Yes.
I mean, dude, especially the way the Eagles is playing, the Giants gonna be prepared. They're gonna have their number. You know what I'm saying? They stole that one from the Giants because the Giants were just going out there and saying, "Hey, we just gonna give it our all." And with Washington, you get back a healthy Jaden Daniels. You're not gonna beat them. And I'm just looking at what are we doing? I mean, you got the Packers coming in. Sunday Night Football, Michael Parsons coming on his return. The Packers just lost to the Browns.
Right.
Just had a dog shit game.
Oh, man.
So, they're going to come back with vengeance.
Yes.
And now you're looking at, okay, is CD Lamb's ankle sprain really that serious? You know what I mean? Like now, I mean, he was able to stand. He was on the sideline. He wasn't able to come back in the game, but that's something to monitor.
And
you know what I'm saying? How was he going to be in practice? And
well, I wanted to think that the game between the Cowboys and the Giants was just fool's gold in reference to the Giants. I was like, okay, the Giants, I know they're not that good. But I was like, okay, the Cowboys, even though, I'm a Redskin fan, it's hard for me to be impartial, but I'm like, they are not that bad. But today proved to me that defensively, yes, they are that bad. They are that bad. Because it looked and you know what, Brandon? The Bears practically played the same offense or the same style that the Giants played. They like, okay, if it works, because in the NFL, if you have a weakness, everybody will exploit it.
And the weakness is you can't get a pass. The weakness is you're pretty steady in the run game stopping, but you don't have a true legitimate pass rush, and your secondary is trash.
Yes.
Therefore, we just gonna air it out, and we just gonna keep throwing because y'all keep sitting back in this zone. Then the bad part is if you drop into man to man, like Diggs man to man, and that's the formula. The thing is on offense, the Cowboys are just trying to go with the hot hand, see what happens, and Dak hits here. But if you can put points on the board and force them to get uncomfortable,
and the key is to put points on the board first.
Agreed.
Put points on the board first against the Cowboys, and then hopefully, because they're gonna come back and just play offense too, and hopefully you get one stop. You get one or two stops, and each time you get a stop, you score. Now all of a sudden you got the Cowboys where you want them, because now all of a sudden they get away from the run game because now they're playing catch up.
And then now what you can do is you can rush 4,
Yep.
and you can drop 7. Now you're like, all right, Dak, pick your poison, and that's a position that no team wants to be in because now I know you have to throw. I'm gonna keep you in front of the chains, and now we're gonna see what you're about. And now it's you against the clock. You're not playing against me. You're playing against the clock.
Oh, I know. And I just know from what I saw today, it's gonna be a long season. And it's gonna be a long season for the Cowboys. It really is. It's gonna be a long season. They don't really have any commodities that they can trade for because the one commodity that they had they traded, but they don't. The
But
Cowboys
you
don't have.
traded them too late.
Yes,
You always make trades in the off season before the draft
yes.
because you could have got so much more. You could have sent him to a dog shit team and got Abdul Carter or something like you, or you could have finessed that into 2 top 10 picks.
hmm
Now we can. You see what I'm saying?
Because right
But
now,
it's, but now
The
you
Cowboys don't have anything that nobody wants. They really don't.
no. Because the only game I see coming up is they got the Packers, then they got the Jets. They can win that one. The Panthers, they can win that one. Then they got the Commanders,
And I'm gonna be honest,
Broncos, Cardinals.
we always split with them because the idea how it doesn't make a
Mhm.
difference how bad they are or how bad we are. We always gonna get each other's best game. It just happens because you can't measure hatred, you know. And so that's why I never pencil in 2 wins against the Giants or against the Cowboys because that's just or even with the Eagles. It's just how it is when you get into those division games. But let me ask you this, brother. Boy, does it feel good to have a good backup quarterback, man, because I love the fact that
Oh yeah,
we can plug in Mariota and we don't miss a beat in terms of how our offense is ran. That's why I was like, with you guys, I was like, okay. But I'm glad you guys probably went back and picked up Huntley because he
yeah. Sure.
if anything happens to Lamar, which we hoping that it happens, it doesn't, but he can plug in because you don't want to have your backup being just a straight pocket quarterback because that's not your offense.
Agreed, man. And if Cooper Rush comes into the game, that's a whole nother game plan.
Yeah.
Now your quarterback's not a run threat.
Nope.
We know when it's automatic run. We know when it's automatic pass. And just like y'all having Mariota in there, I mean, you have to respect the wheels. And you can run the same offense. Mariota's poised. He's a vet. He's gonna make the right decision. And you can trust. I can trust him going out there.
Yep.
And because as long as your backup goes in there and he at least goes 500 in the games he's in before your starter comes back.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, and in the case with us, we don't have to switch our offense. Everybody can keep playing the same way. Now, what I like about it is that now we're going to give more of the plays that were designed for Eckler to Debo, and it's almost like, okay, it's all good.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about having Rodriguez and then the rookie, but then Debo Samuels, that's the Swiss Army knife.
Mm-hmm.
You can start off him in the backfield. You can run 2 back sets. He's another pass catcher. Now when you're in 3rd and long, you can move him, motion him to the backfield, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we slid him back in there. But I will tell you this, my man, tomorrow night is gonna be your night. You guys gonna have the stage all to yourself. And brother, I can't wait.
Yeah, we love these. We love these games, man. And we wearing the all black uniforms. And this is what I'm gonna say, man. I mean, hey, the Lions, they got back on track last week, and they coming ready. They hungry. They need this win. We need this win. We both 1-1. And last time we played the Lions, we kicked the shit out of them. And the Lions ain't trying to hear that.
So now,
and gonna see.
Now, my question is, 49ers are winning without Brock Purdy. Should they keep rolling with Matt Jones because they're winning, or the minute Brock is able to play, should we put him back in?
Here's my thing. It's a 50-50 crapshoot because you're in a division where Seahawks aren't really going to be doing anything much, even though they beat New Orleans. The Cardinals, they just had a big injury to Connor. But the Cardinals, they're good, little shaky. They're good. You know what I mean? Rams should have won today.
Yes.
But this is why all 3 phases of the game are important.
Today was a kicker's game,
but
special team, brother.
Yeah. But if but you got to think you don't want to leave Brock. You don't want to leave Mac Jones out there too long because defensive coordinators are going to plan against him, and it's too easy. Brock Purdy, though, when you got a hurt shoulder and a hurt toe.
Yeah.
Boy, I would just say this: you lucky you playing in a division where it's warm weather because
yeah.
But you gotta evaluate it. I'm gonna look at the 49ers upcoming schedule. I mean, they're 3-0 now, but they got the Jaguars, Rams, Buccaneers, Falcons next 4 games. You can beat the Jags, Rams, and Buccaneers. You gotta be able to play Brock Purdy. So if he can stay out one more week and let Mac Jones go out against the Jaguars,
gotcha. Well, hey man,
gotta have him because. Gotta have him play.
All right. Hey, man, I got another caller trying to get in, man. Get a word in for what you do, brother.
Yes, sir. This is Brandon Cooper, the Ravens extraordinaire. Catch some real football tomorrow. Hey, the Detroit Lions at Baltimore Ravens, man. Number 8, baby, MV3. Actually, it should be MV4.
All right, man. Let me get my cousin Bell ready because my homeboy coming up, so I know he's gonna have a whole lot to say about them Cowboys, man. All right, my man. Thank you.
Hey, is that Glenn?
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, man.
Appreciate that.
All right, bye.
Yes, sir.
Sports Therapy with FA
What's up, brother?
Hey.
What's
up? What's up, homeboys? My homeboy Glenn. What say you, homeboy Glenn?
Man, what's happening with you, brother?
Hey,
what's happening, brother? Today was a good day for football.
Oh, boy, it is. If you're a Steelers fan, the day was a good day. If you're a Redskin commander, the day was a good day. If you was an Eagle fan.
Our defense ain't up to shit. Our defense ain't up to shit. Hey, them they ain't up to damn. They ain't up to damn, man. They just made some big plays when it counts.
Hey, man.
Hey, but I want to start off this day. I want to start off with them damn Dallas Cowboys, boy. Man, look here. I was listening to you and your homeboy talking a while ago, and y'all were explaining about Dallas and everything. Y'all were making a whole lot of sense, but y'all were throwing a lot of curve balls and breaking balls. I thought y'all were talking about baseball at first. So you could have just gone and said they ain't want for shit. That's all you had to say. They could have killed you. They ain't want for damn. But y'all were making some good points what y'all were saying. But y'all could have just said they ain't want for shit. Come up, okay, come up with a wide over there. They're 30 miles apart from each other from the nearest receiver. They can't tell they ain't want for damn. I love every minute of it too. I wish they could play them over again tonight.
Hey man, look. I really and truly don't think the Cowboys will win. And I might be wrong. I don't think they're gonna win more than 4 games this year.
Man, so they're supposed to be 0-3.
They could have easily
been. I think Jerry Jones bought one from the Giants last week.
They could have easily been 0-3. That's true.
Yes, man. If I tell you what, man, it's some good football right now. Hey, the Rams should have won that game today, man.
Yes. Yeah.
I had picked the Rams to win the game before the game on. I picked the Rams to beat the Eagles.
I was cheering hard for the Rams.
But, I would pull it, and I like the Eagles, but I would pull it for the Rams. I like that. They're young, they got a no-name defense. They don't have no really, just that only guy they got it. What's his name? The defensive end, Curry?
Yes.
The guy from Florida State?
Yes.
Yeah, they're about the big name players, but they got some good defensive players, though.
But for some strange reason, homeboy, they match up well against the Eagles, man. They match up well against the Eagles. Yeah. There's old saying, styles make fights. They match up well against the Eagles, and the Eagles always end up escaping. But they had them today. If it was not for that block field goal and
field goal.
Yes. Yeah, I was like, because, as they were driving the ball in for the final score, I was like, okay, should we kick it or should we just go for the touchdown? And I was like, dude, go for the touchdown, man. And then they kept trying to, get it down as close as they could. They guaranteed, my boy was going to have a good shot, but I don't know, man. I just think today there was so much craziness going on with special teams, man. The 49ers winning on a
No
field
man,
goal. Huh?
but did you see that defensive back? Did you see that defensive back from Minnesota today?
Yes.
Isaiah Rogers, I think that's his name. Man, that guy put up video game numbers at halftime.
He did.
He put up career number. You won't see that.
What he had like
You won't see them numbers unless
what he had like three turnovers.
when he had a point. Man, he had everything you could name. He had everything you could name. Yeah, he had everything you could name up there.
But I tell you,
Yeah.
man, I watched some of your Steelers play, and y'all defense played a lot
I don't
better.
want to talk about it.
Y'all played a lot better because you think about it, man. Y'all held the Patriots to 14, but there was an interception, then an interception back, and then did another turnover, and I was like, okay, because believe it or not, I think you guys are getting a lot out of Aaron Rodgers, man, and for him to be
Getting a whole lot. That's what
Yes.
they on that team right now.
yes, he just needs the defense
He
to
a
ride.
big on the team.
He just needs the defense to ride along with him.
Yes. But I didn't see Ramsey out there today.
I didn't either.
You know, they had about 2 or 3 guys out. They had about 2 or 3 defensive backs out.
Yep, I didn't see him either. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I didn't see him out there today, and I didn't hear nobody report on him. But I tell you, they played pretty good. Aaron Rodgers is the only one saving them, man, because we don't have a running game. Our offensive line is not the best, but you know we got talent.
Now, y'all young running back, he actually had a pretty good game. He's starting to I forgot the young man's name, but he's
Taylor Johnson.
yes. He a little bit inconsistent, but you know.
Still the way he screwed up last week, you need to have some. But you know he's a rookie though. You got to give him a benefit of a doubt. But damn, you're supposed to learn that before you come to pro. Hell, we don't even play football, and we know them rules, so you know he should know.
Yeah, the ball go past 10 yards. It's
Damn,
live.
he's sitting up there looking at it. He's sitting up there looking at it go over his head like a damn. Looking at it like a fan.
I'm like, dude, have you never been on a onside kick? Hell, everybody know the ball go past 10 yards. Now, if they kick it in the air and it goes into the end zone, it's a touchback. You don't have to worry about that. But if it goes past 10 yards and roll into the end zone anywhere, if they come and jump on, it's a touchdown. I mean, they teach you that at Pop Warner.
Oh, I know. This is just the 3rd game of the season. The season don't really just kick off good. You know, they started getting down to about after week 4. You know, they started about week at Thanksgiving. You can kind of tell about who's who. But injuries, I tell you what, injuries been a lot of injuries lately. That changed a lot of things in the league. A lot of injuries.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I don't know what the Indianapolis Colts got over there. But I'm gonna watch them next week and see what they're about because they go to LA.
They playing football. They're playing football, man. They're playing good football.
Yeah, they playing football in Indy. They playing good football over there, man. And man, like I said, Daniel Jones just need a change. You know, need that change.
I think that's a good fit for him. I think.
Yes, I think he. You know, at first I didn't like it at first because I thought they didn't give Anthony Richardson, a chance. But then again, when you think about it, man, Anthony Richardson ain't played a whole lot of games.
No.
You know, even in more than he didn't play a lot of games in college.
No. He strikes me similar to Justin Fields in a sense. He his just his physique and his natural talent jumps off the board, and you're like, okay, we got to get that guy. But guys like that, sometimes they got to sit for like 2 or 3 years behind somebody because for them to start reaching their potential. Just like with Fields, even though he's out with concussions, but I think you see he's starting to come on now as being the quarterback for the Jets. And but that's what.
Even think about it, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had to sit for about 2 or 3 years.
Oh yeah, he sat behind Brett Favre. He didn't want to, but yeah, and it was good for him. Love sat for 2 years behind Aaron Rodgers. But
Yes.
but the way the league is going now, these guys figure, okay, if I draft this guy number one, I want to see him out there playing, and that works for some people, and some people it doesn't.
Yeah. But you know what I don't understand, man? These quarterbacks now, they barely can throw for 300 yards. Man, I don't understand it. The receivers look like you got a lot of talented receivers out there.
I'll tell you what I'm starting to see in some of the receivers, man, is that I'm starting to see some of the receivers just can't freaking catch, man. Ball hitting guys right in the hand, in the chest. There's one I was thinking.
Can't catch one for damn.
I'm trying to think which game was it. Oh, it was the Cowboys game, to where they ran this trick play, and the receiver was so open. God, what's his name? The kid that used to be the quarterback for Washington, Duzier. I might be mispronouncing his last name, but he was so open. Aronze. But there was nobody near him. I'm talking. There was nobody within 20 yards of him, and Caleb Williams threw him a pass. It was a trick play. He was so open, homeboy. The ball hit him in the chest. He had his hands up. The ball hit him in the chest, and he dropped the ball. And I know it's one of those deals where he was trying to run before he caught the ball. But I'm like, dude, there's nobody within 20 yards of you. Just catch you're a receiver. Catch the ball.
Yeah, they tried it. Everybody wanted to look like they want to catch with one hand now.
Hell, if he'd had one hand, I would have been okay. The problem was he had both hands, and the ball went through both of his hands, and he was by himself. He watched the ball come to him. It wasn't a difficult pass because it was almost like a punt the way he threw it up. It's almost like one of Russell Wilson's moon balls. The ball just came down, and there was nobody within 20 yards of this guy, and the ball just hit him in the hands, man. Yeah. No, I take that back. I take that back. I don't want to indict my man. No, it wasn't him. It was the receiver for the Cardinals. Yes, I'm sorry, and so yeah, so I don't want to. I don't want to drag his name. And yeah, it was the receiver for the Cardinals. The ball hit my man right in the hands, and Tyler just looked at
man,
him. What?
I just think man, what's the deal? A team like Atlanta, ain't no way they supposed to be getting shut out, man.
Homeboy.
Michael
Penix, they got too much talent to be playing like they're playing.
That's what I'm talking about, man. They talented, man.
They got big wide receivers. They got an all-star tight end. They got probably the one or two best running backs in the league. And it's like, you got a good offensive line. I don't know what the problem with Atlanta, man.
I mean, it's offense. It's the offense or something, man. It's the offense. They need an offensive coordinator. Just like our Steelers, we need a defensive coordinator. Hell, the last 2 years it was an offensive coordinator. Now the defensive coordinator ain't worth a damn.
I thought you guys picked up a new defensive coordinator this year.
No, he was there last year.
Okay.
But what I'm hearing is, Mike Tomlin the one calling the defense. But hell, the only thing I did is standing up there like a damn statue, ain't doing shit. Man, we looking to win that game today, man. We're going to catch hell with Minnesota Sunday. We're going to catch hell with Minnesota.
You know what?
Hello?
I think you guys are going to have an easier time with Minnesota, all because I'm not convinced. Now, I'll take that back. If Who did Minnesota roll out with? Aren't they rolling out Carson Wentz as their quarterback?
Yes, yes. And Carson Wentz. Now you got to think about it. He's been around the league. They say he's been played with 6 different teams.
Carson Wentz is terrible, and he's terrible, man. I'm sorry to say that on board.
Yeah, it really is. It really is, man.
Carson Wentz is
Anytime he plays with 6 different teams.
He's terrible.
But they got a good defense, man.
Yes,
Minnesota got a nice defense. And I'm kind of disappointed in Houston too.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them, man. Hey, everybody's talking about my man had his sophomore slump, but I don't know what's going on with Houston.
The offense, they changed offensive coordinator.
But now I will say
that offensive coordinator they had last year left.
And sometimes that makes a big difference, man. When you lose your offensive coordinator,
that makes all the difference. That's why Stroud ain't playing. He's not playing like he was the rookie year because the offensive coordinator they had at first, he had him playing good. But this offensive coordinator they got now, I don't know, man. Some teams, I don't understand what some teams. But I tell you, another team, man, I always said they pissed me off. I don't like them how they did. But Cleveland dangerous, man.
I tell you what, they beat they upset Green Bay. They upset Green Bay today.
Yeah, so, they could be Cincinnati.
So, and you know what? I got to start watching some more of the Browns, man, because I had the Browns. I wouldn't say I had them written off. I just had them as a team that I'm like, okay, what are y'all doing? Y'all got a 41-year-old quarterback. You know, you're not gonna build your team around him. So I'm gonna go back and look at some highlights to see. Did they win based on him, or did they pull him and put the rookie in, or what? Did Joe Flacco play the whole game?
No, I don't know.
So
I really don't know.
I'm gonna go back and look at some highlights.
They got a defense.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they got a defense. They got a great defense.
All I know, they beat Green Bay. And so if they
they beat the Packers, man.
And if they beat Green Bay with Joe Flacco as the quarterback, that means Joe he saved for another 2 or 3 games before they pull the plug on him.
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah, I think they're gonna pull the plug on him Thanksgiving.
But you know.
But they got a good defense care with them though.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. But you know, I'm hating on my man Carson Wentz only because he did such a terrible job as our quarterback when he was quarterback on we were the Redskins. Then he was like terrible. He was inaccurate. Couldn't hit open man. It's just terrible. But I don't know, man, because like sometimes change is good for some guys, man. As they get older, sometimes they start listening more because Minnesota put up. I think they put up almost 40 points today. So they may not be the cupcake.
They did put up 40.
They may not be the cupcake that I'm telling you.
They did put up 40. Yeah. They did put up 40 on Cincinnati. You know?
Yes, they may not be the cupcake that I'm telling you they are. I'm like, hey, man, y'all have to worry about them. So I don't know, homeboy Glenn.
Yes, but man, football is good right now because everybody's kind of still. Everybody still got a chance except for maybe the Saints. And, man, even Miami Dolphins played good last Thursday night, man.
And that shocked me.
They had a chance.
That shocked me. I thought they were pretty much in the rebuilding stage. And like, you know what? Dolphins don't give a crap. The receivers don't give a crap. They everybody giving up on Tua. Then all of a sudden, they roll out and play one of the best games of the season. And they had a real good chance of winning until Tua threw an interception.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this, man, and man, Tua is not a starting quarterback in the NFL to me, man.
He's not what?
At first I thought he was, but man, he's not a starter. He'll make a good backup.
Yes,
but he's not a starter.
No.
He's not a starter.
No, he's not.
No, he's not a starter. He's not starting material.
No.
because man, I believe, man, I mean, he's just not a star. He ain't no bad quarterback, but he's just not a starting quarterback in the NFL.
I think he could be a starting quarterback for, say, the 49ers, who run that West Coast offense where you don't have to throw the ball that far. You throwing the little quick 5-yard passes, and you depend on the receivers to pick up rack yards, which is run after catches. But I just think if you're looking for a quarterback that's gonna throw through windows and throw deep bombs and throw the deep out and all that, he doesn't have the arm for it, man. And he holds the ball long, and so I'm like you right about now. I think he would probably be a good backup quarterback.
Yeah, he'll make somebody a nice backup. But right now, if I know it's week 3, but who do you have for the MVP just so far right now? I know you got a long ways to go. It's just the 3rd week of the season.
Let me see who's been playing good football. And I'm thinking on the offensive side, good football. Good football. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to shock you by saying this too right now. Right now, I say I'm going to give you 2 that I think is playing good quality football, and believe it or not, is Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers, because he's carrying the freaking team. He's 40 years old. 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers, I'll give him that. And probably, and the other one I'm gonna say Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. You picked 2 good ones, man.
Yeah, and that's
you picked 2 good ones.
That's what I said.
In 3rd place, I put Derrick Henry.
You put who?
3rd place would be Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry.
Oh yeah. And I might have to squeeze Derrick Henry in between. Because right now, man, I might have to move. I forgot about Big Derrick. I might have to move him to the top of the class. He might have to be number 1.
I tell you somebody I put him in top 5, and he's a receiver, and he's a rookie. The receiver from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh yeah. Because he had to step up today. He had to step up today when Mike Evans got hurt. Evans pulled a hamstring, so he's out for a minute. But you know what, homeboy? Here's the thing: how I see it. And I always tell people. And back then, when it was just 16 games, I always said that the season don't get started until week 8. That's the halfway point. That's usually mean you don't lost some key players on your team, or you got some injuries, or you coming back. Your team have had its injuries early, and you starting to get players back off the injury list. So for me, I really don't. To me, the first 4 or 5 games, you can lose the season. You know what I'm saying? The season can get away from you if you fool around and get to 1-4, 1-5. But if you still around 500 after the first 5-6 games, I think you still good, because every team gonna have his injuries, man. I'd rather have ours early. I'd rather have them early and start getting guys back than to get them late. And that's how I feel about that, brother.
Yeah. Because right now, even though it's week 3, everybody, like I said, everybody playing good football. Really, got a shot, except for maybe like New Orleans or in Tennessee.
Yeah, because I'm so disappointed with the Saints, man. It's like it's not even a quarterback, because I watched some of that game today. They problem ain't the quarterback. It's the fact that their defense is terrible, man. They gave up. They gave up 21 points right off the bat, and they were all on special teams. I was like, God, man, what are we doing?
Man.
Well, homeboy, you about to hear the sound of my music as I prepare to shut it down. All right, as we wrap it and cap it on another episode of Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr., I'd like to thank my homeboy Glenn from the great state of Arkansas for calling in. Brian from D1 Egan University. Also Jay in Grand Prairie. Wee. And I also like to thank my listeners, those in the Metroplex, those in the great state, those who are across the seas, those who allow me to be me. Thank you. And this will be another episode of Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. And as they say on the yard, always stay golden. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.